me to introduce Siphiwe Tshabalala, former Bafana International, Andile Dlamini, current Banyana goalkeeper, Coach Gavin Hunt, SuperSport United. Can I say contenders at this stage, Coach? Nah. Can you give them a round of applause? Andile, please give this mic to the coach.
Sure.
I'll start with you, Andile. First and foremost, isn't that a bookable offense? Red card and penalty? This one. This one.
No, there wasn't VAR here. It was a fantastic save for my team, so.
Man, beautiful scene. I think we look at that and we look at you now and we think the progress. One of the ambassadors, one of the women that are just spearheading women's football, which is so important. Let's get just the emotion. Yes, the team did not win in the CAF Women's Champions League, but the journey to be in another final, having lifted the inaugural trophy, how was that like?
So it was my second time in Morocco. First went there with the national team. We won the African Cup of Nations.
5 months later, same stadium.
Yeah. And we went to Morocco as the defending champions. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. Everyone was gunning for Mamelodi Sundowns. From the first game, I mean, we had the toughest semi-finals with midfielder scoring a fantastic goal. Went to the finals. It wasn't the nicest finals, honestly speaking. Right now, when I'm sitting at home and I'm watching that game, I'm like, I could have managed some of the emotions a bit better, because when you think of the North Africans and you think of how they dive in, you as a goalkeeper, you need to be as calm as possible, make everyone calm in the field, but it happens. You can't win everything. Sometimes give a chance to other teams, but that's not what we want in life anyways. We always strive for excellence. It's just unfortunate that we didn't win this one, but we dominated the game even though we were 9v11. So it shows the quality that we have in South Africa, and it shows that women's football is growing in South Africa.
All right, allow me to just get through the house rules as well. Can we please all have our phones on silent or flight mode, just in respect for the media that is currently recording this. Siphiwe, let me come to you because surely there must be a bit of nostalgia. We look at what is currently happening out in Qatar. Surely it does bring back some sort of memories of the World Cup finals that were here in South Africa, as we see now Qatar hosting the World Cup.
Good morning, everyone.
No, it's before the coach is checking you.
Coach, you know I'm never late. It wasn't me. You take responsibility. Yeah, the World Cup now. It always brings good memories. For obvious reasons. World Cup is a story of hope. That's the pinnacle of all the sporting events, and I'm sure that it's every footballer's dream to get in the World Cup. And we had a historic World Cup, being the first African country to host it. It was history, and it was a big moment, and for me as well. You can imagine a boy from the dust districts of Kiri and Soweto. He had a dream of playing football professionally at the highest level, and finally, he realizes his dream of playing in the World Cup at home. He scores a goal, and everyone is happy. So it brings those memories, and on the other hand as well, I think it gives youngsters and everyone to dream that their dreams are valid, irrespective of where they come from, and they must continue to dream.
Yeah, thank you, Siphiwe. Coach Gavin, I think when we look at just the makeup of the teams in the DStv Prem, when you look at SuperSport United, you can really see the integration of youth and experience, and the team that really does trust the youth in terms of just getting minutes off, and players that have really just had those high moments in their careers. And we see now with the Discovery Walter Sisulu Soccer Challenge where the under 17 category is full to the brim. 40 teams. What does that tell us about football development as well as just in these Gussie games?
Certainly, firstly, you've got to commend Discovery, what they're doing. I mean, development's very close to my heart. I mean, it's been involved with it for a long, long time as a player. Got chosen like through the development structures, then into the, obviously into the coaching world as well. But I think it's very sad. If you look at our national teams, we certainly should be, we want to be competing more. But there's something that we're doing wrong, and that's the type of things we need to get right. We need to get our cream to get to the top quicker. How do we do that? We need to identify them a little bit quicker and earlier and younger. I mean, if you look at the PSL, we're getting players in the PSL at 21, 22. They're young players, they're too old for me. We need to get them younger, and how do we do that? We need to do these type of tournaments, but we can't just be having these tournaments sporadically. In Discovery and people like this running this tournament. We need to have these tournaments on a regular basis all around the country, and so we can discover players at a much earlier age and much better way. How we do that, that's the powers that be certainly need to get that right. Otherwise, we're just going to be going around in a circle and circle, not qualified for tournaments, not getting our better players through, and the teams that inevitably suffer because our 17s and 20s. And I mean, you've got to commend the ladies, what they've done. I mean, I don't know their preparation, but I know Deja well. I mean, it hasn't been easy for her to get the team together, but they've done unbelievably well to get to the World Cups. And something that the men's teams or the men's associations should look at how they, and we need to get it right because we are all judged, players, coaches, everything, around our national teams. So, at club level, we try and do the best we can, but it's on a very small scale, and it's something that I'm on it. I mean, even this morning, training this morning, I had two 16-year-olds training this morning, looking at them now already, bringing them in, putting them in the gym, getting them strengthened. So I've got them on the programs now, so hopefully they'll come through in a few months. And if they're good, if they're good enough, they're old enough. That's what should happen. Obviously, in PSL, a lot doesn't happen like that. So that's what we try and do at our little level. But certainly, we have to improve for our national teams to improve.
Yeah, and I agree with you because you look at how the culture then needs to shift because you're just watching England and you see the likes of Kaizer, you see the likes of Jude as well, scoring and being the youngest players to score at the World Cup, but they need to qualify and they need to be there and just show the composure and just excellence. Andile, then we look at what Discovery has done because we speak about the women's game and there's been so much talk about the support not coming through. But you look at what Discovery have done this time around, you being an ambassador, knowing that last year there were not 16 teams. This time around, they've doubled the number to 16. How does that make you feel knowing that they are high women's football?
Firstly, I'm really happy. I'm excited that we have 16 teams participating this year. With the success of Banyana Banyana and also the success of the new sponsor that came on board to support women's football in South Africa. Discovery has changed a lot of girls' lives. I'm one of them, and I would like to thank Discovery and Brazil for the commitment and making sure that they encourage women. It's not easy to become playing football as a woman, but now it is when you get support like Discovery. One thing I know is that a lot of girls will show up. A lot of girls will have confidence after this tournament. I've experienced. I was fearful, but immediately I walked and played my first game because I played for Mamelodi Sundowns, but in December there was a team I played for, which is Mido Stars, and I was a nervous goalkeeper. But that year, 2018, when I won goalkeeper of the tournament, player of the tournament, and player of the match in the finals, just all in one, it gave me confidence. So I know what Discovery does. From then, I went on to become Banyana Banyana's first choice. So that goes to show that it has boosted my confidence. It made me even feed my family, because at that time we didn't have contracts. But just winning that tournament and getting that money changed my life as well. So I gained a lot of happiness. And you know, when brands like this want to work with you and invite you, you have to show up, and you have to also make sure that you encourage that young one and say, it is possible, it was possible for me. And I know that 16 teams is going to motivate a whole lot of girls, and we are going to see a whole lot of talent in South Africa. This is only the beginning, and I know that one day we will reach what the boys are at right now, which is 40. But everything has its own start and own flow. So I would like to thank Discovery and also Soweto. Rafael, thank you so much for including all these teams. It means a whole lot to us, and I know they will be excited.
Was that your breakthrough season? When you reflect, do you think after winning those major accolades at the Discovery Walter Sisulu Soccer Challenge, that was your breakthrough?
Yes, it was my breakthrough, because immediately after I've played the tournament, I didn't want to stop training. I went to Bloemfontein to train with Coach Sean Lowe, because in January we had a banana camp. We played against Sweden in Cape Town, and when I was given an opportunity to play, we drew against Sweden 0-0. So also goes to show that it motivated me, it drove me, it gave me confidence, because I wasn't confident at that time, you know, before I played Discovery. Just playing in front of that whole crowd makes a huge difference. Now you know, you understand why they are there. At times I was scared that why are they there, why? But now I understand why they are there. They are there to motivate you, they are there to drive you. Some of them come from disturbed families where there's abuse, you know, but they are there to watch you play, they are there to support you. So I'm really excited about this, because I know that it's going to save that little girl's life, because now women's football is seen differently. Everyone will want to come and watch women's football at the Discovery tournament, and I know that little girl from Soweto, from all over South Africa, will just want to come and watch.
Siphiwe, you spoke about growing up in the dusty streets of Soweto. We then look at just this initiative and what it does. Talk to us about how this tournament changes Kasi football, how people are able to just launch their careers from this level going up.
Yeah, it's a big tournament, because it gives initiatives an opportunity to not only to compete, but to showcase their talent as well. And one must commend Discovery for the investment that they've made in grassroots football for so many years. I think it has yielded so much great success, and also commend the federation as well, under the leadership of Brazil as well. Yeah, so many players, you know, who turn professionally. You know, they are the product of the tournament, and the tournament has been growing from strength to strength. It's no longer a Soweto tournament; it's a national tournament. And now, you know, the beauty about it is that there's inclusion now. There's women football now, which started at a lesser number. Now it's 16. It's a big plus for us.
South Africa is probably one of those. I'm not sure. Are we happy to continue? They'll just project a
Yes.
bit more. It's 12, right on the dot, not a second late. Okay, yeah, I think there's lights, so I think the TV guys are okay. I think you can continue. Project.
Yeah. So there's been so many great opportunities to play, and the results are there. We play a playing professional, and not just players as well. Also gives coaches that also aspire to coach professionally an opportunity. You know, there's young graduates who also need an opportunity at professional level. there's physios, there's commentary, good commentary as well. Like we are well entertained. You know, there's great officiating as well. So realistically, it plays a huge role. So it's an investment that really helps grassroots football. Something we've been doing for a long time. You know, there's a big challenge now with development, and in order for us to have a great development, we need resources and investment. That's what Discovery has been growing. You can imagine, you know, the ladies team with proper resources. You know, how far they can go. I mean, look at Banyana. They're doing well with little resources. So with greater investment, they'll certainly perform at the highest level, and our standards of football will improve. So looking forward to the 19th edition as well. Looking forward to be entertained. It's an opportunity for someone to win, an opportunity for someone to be seen as well, and
Yeah, to be a fan favorite. I think a lot of the players go there wanting to be a fan favorite. Coach, you spoke about just development being close to your heart, and when you're going to go to the games later on in December at the Shapa Soweto, surely some of the coaches are here. What would you be looking for when you look at that under 17 player? What are the key components that you'd want to see at that level?
I think in every position you get, there's certainly one or two things that you need to do. If you want to call it like that. To simplify it, I think we got to be very careful what we're trying to do with these type of tournaments. Do we want to entertain, or do we want to play football where we're going to be better on the other side? And I think it's very important for coaches to coach. Yes, we want to have flair and skill, but with a purpose. And we want because our football is low. So how do we get our football to be better? We've got to change the way we play, or do the right thing. So I think it's very important. And I think this is a problem in South Africa, is that we need to find a way, and we follow this way. And I think at the moment everybody's doing their own things, and we need to get a way to follow. And it goes down to position specific, I think. So if you're a goalkeeper, what do we expect from our goalkeeper? To be a ball playing goalkeeper, or a goalkeeper, proper goalkeeper? You know, what do we require? The left back or the right back? You know what I mean, through the teeth. And I think that's where we've lost our way in South Africa. I think we had a way. When we all amalgamated, I feel it was very good, because we were winning. We won. We qualified for the finals. We qualified for World Cups, and then we changed our way. I'm not going to go down this way. Why? How? What?
I was about to say we need to have a soccer in Nava.
Yeah. Well, that's what we do, because people, you know, we need to put all the egos aside and say, right, this is the way we're going to go, and this is what we're going to do, and then we follow it. I mean, if you go around the world, and when I mention countries, you know the way they play, but I think us, we don't really know, and it comes right down to this level. So if you have a coach who says, listen, I want you to do 360 turns on the halfway line, and we all love it, yes, fantastic, but we're not winning the World Cup. We're not qualifying for a World Cup, so maybe this is not the way. You know? So we need to find a way, and I think it starts at this level. So when a player comes to the PSL, and we look for a player in a certain position, and he's doing these things, but he's not doing 1, 2, 3 things, you know, doesn't make it. And that's where because the game dictates what you need, you know, in that specific thing. So I think it's very important that's why my big thing is, which I'm on, we're doing the coaching coaches. We need to educate people at the bottom, the people at grassroots level, because they're rubbish in, rubbish out, I say. So we need to put good values and good principles at the bottom, at the school coaches, at all this level, then we can get better players. Because right now we're not producing enough. So that's my little 5 cents.
Yeah, no, that's certainly your plea to all the coaches. Please, I'm sure we have
Let me go in
time.
here.
Listen, we need a whole day to just get through it. But Andile, finally from you, because you know, I think the biggest or the headline around this year's tournament is the ladies' team. When you go there upon your return from Qatar, what will you want to see from the young ladies that will be playing at the Shapa Soweto?
Firstly, I'd like to see all the teams giving their all, individuals showcasing their talent, expressing themselves, because you never know who is watching. And get Coach Gavin, speaking to Coach Des and say there's a fantastic player that I've seen here. Please take a good look at that player. You'll never know who is watching. So what I would advise that little girl to do is make sure that they walk in with confidence, perform to the best of their abilities, show their talent, and never, ever, ever leave nothing but everything on that pitch, because you'll never regret when you walk out of it.
And also it'll be at the, I call it state-of-the-art facility when you look at the Shapa Soweto. So nowhere can anybody come and say the pitch wasn't up to par. It's there.
Everything is perfect there,
Yeah.
so you have to showcase your talent and make sure that you express yourself as much as possible. And I know that the ladies they will showcase their talent, and they will show Soweto what they are made of, and women's football is growing in South Africa, and I think that people need to take it seriously, invest, and come to the stadiums and watch women play. Not only Magdala team
Dogs.
You'll be inspired,
Yeah. Can you please give them a round of applause?